Now we are back, folks. We are back from a couple trips. Got to have some pork roll sandwiches and scrapple visiting the family in South Jersey. Was in there for a wedding, and before that, went to Columbus, Ohio to take my son to see Ohio State, but should be back for a while. I think there is one weekend coming, a couple other weekends may or may not be. Tough to update each and every day. More, unusually busy this time of the year. Usually I take most of my traveling and all that stuff during the summer, but we are back for the time being for sure. Betting information and a free pick from Joe Duffy's Picks at offshoreinsiders.com, the industry standard. 363 and 261 since August the 27th. The Grandmaster, Joe Duffy's Picks is. We've got two NBA Wise Guy plays for tonight. Includes an angle that's hit 20 out of 21. And this includes three college basketball majors as well. Big portfolio for tonight. Joe Duffy's Picks at offshoreinsiders.com. You're doing a mistake if you're only betting the high-profile stuff. And yes, Major League Baseball debuts tomorrow, and it would be an understatement to say we are excited. Let's take a look at some news and notes. Portland and Memphis, the presumed tanking angle. Again, the angle is based on the last 2 years. The 76ers have they've had their share of success, to say the least, by tanking. And so how have teams done the last 2 years when the public really believes that teams are flat out tanking? Well, teams based on the parameters we said, 237 and 171. When the presumed tanking team is at least 53 losses, it's at 71.4%. And that would benefit the Atlanta Hawks against Minnesota, Phoenix hosting the LA Clippers, Memphis hosting Portland. But when they have at least 54 losses, 18 and 4 for 81.8%. Memphis and Phoenix both fall into that. Keep in mind the Hawks at Minnesota will be playing their fourth straight road game. Cleveland at Charlotte. When teams go over by a combined 5 points, it's generally a pretty good underplay. We consider this more of a word of warning than an actual contrarian play. We're not saying that the computer screams to bet this under, but what it does say is don't do what squares do, the knee-jerk reaction. You would look at this game and say, look at the stats, look at the stats, look at the stats. It's got to be an over. Nope, the computer says it's not. It's actually a slight lean towards the under. Boston and Utah. Boston playing their fourth straight road game. Remember, all this information that we give you is sponsored by mybookie.ag, where they get a 50% sign-up bonus. And again, I sure as fudge am not going to throw down my reputation that I built up over 30 years going back to the score phone days by sending you to a bad sports book. I will send you only to the best sports books that I personally use, sports book that my clients tell me they've never had a problem with. And got to realize my clients and I, we make a lot of big withdrawals. There's never been an issue. But even, when I go in a little bit of a slump and occasionally do have to do a redeposit, piece of cake, the largest bonuses on redeposits. And it's all right now at offshoreinsiders.com. And I'm sorry, at mybookie.ag, but all the top bookmakers are at offshoreinsiders.com. Sharp bets for today based on our Outlaw and our Vegas and offshore sources, San Fran and the LA Lakers. Some line moves. Orlando goes from -3 to +2.5. Charlotte goes from +3 to -1. The LA Lakers from -5.5 now to a -7.5 point favorite. Your free winning pick. Take the road team in a battle of two high-scoring teams. Home team's fat and happy off of win, and the road team recently has been scoring well. Is 272, 173, and 8. The free winning pick is to go with Portland minus the 8 against Memphis. Portland minus the 8 against Memphis. And again, that's from Joe Duffy's Picks at offshoreinsiders.com. Of course you like this stuff. Why wouldn't you? Please give us a like or give us a heart on Periscope. Share this. Comment, embed, retweet. Most importantly, visit offshoreinsiders.com, home of the best handicappers and the best vetted sports books. All those sports books, just click on the links. It'll show your support for these free podcasts. And most importantly, you're going to go to a sports book that pays you on time. I think in all the years that I've been, that offshore debuted, oh heck, I don't even remember exactly when the offshore sports books came out. Only one or two sports books that that I had recommended that I wound up, later retracting it because they had different management there, etc. So these sports books, all the ones at offshoreinsiders.com, I've got, I don't know, anywhere from 4 to 10 years experience, dozen years experience with these offshore sports books, paying on time every single time. offshoreinsiders.com.